This is the book of Sirach, also known as the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. Verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Sirach, also known as the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 1 through 2, is that I was inspired to do a lesson on the ancient Roman Empire and how, all right, this particular civilization, all right, and its inhabitants are the same people today, all right, doing the acts of the Roman Empire, the image of the beast, all over again. And what inspired me to do a lesson on this is that I was watching the Apostles camp video, and they mentioned how since the inception of these Edomites, these so-called white people coming into power, there's been nothing but wickedness, nothing but folly, all right, ungodly acts, all right. And this behavior is an indicator of who the biblical Hebrew Edomites are, okay? Who the biblical Hebrew Edomites are, which are the so-called white people today, all right? And you have a track record, all right, going all the way back to ancient Rome and ancient Greece. But I want to focus on ancient Rome, all right? Because this is the particular civilization and customs, all right, that you worship to this very day, the image of the beast, okay? And all these people follow, okay, these leaders that push the image of the beast. That's why nobody is speaking out against all these wicked and abominable acts that's being pushed out to children, all right? That these leaders are passing laws, all right, saying it's okay, all right? Because these people are okay with it. They think it's normal because their leaders are telling them this is normal. That's what reminded me of the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1 through 2. So let's read this title. Why ancient Rome kept choosing bizarre and perverted emperors? Because they thought this was the norm, okay? They see their leaders are doing it. Oh, okay, it must be okay. Some of the most famous Roman emperors were perverted, megalomaniacal, or just plain crazy. The weird fixations of Caligula and Nero made them household names. Right, those are two emperors you can look up and see, all right, the weirdo-ness and the wickedness they were doing, okay? And nobody complained about it. None of the senators complained about it, who's supposed to represent the people, okay? So that means the people weren't complaining to the senators like, hey, what's wrong with this guy emperor? With this emperor, okay? Caligula and Nero, all right? And their wicked acts and doing weirdo things like, let's jump down to Caligula. Caligula has sex with his sister and gave his horse a marble house. Right. Nobody cared about that. Okay. Him doing stuff like that. All right. Same thing with the whole creepy Joe Biden, all right, allegation, right? With his daughter, was it Ashley Biden, who said that she took showers with her father, and she felt in her memoirs that was that probably wasn't appropriate, right? Her diary, nothing new under the sun, okay? These are the Edomites coming back. These so-called white people are the biblical Hebrew Edomites. Okay, what about gave his horse a marble house? Isn't today, okay, you see the wealthy, the rich, they'll give their inheritance, they'll give their, they'll write a will and say, hey, can you give my dog Fluffy my millions and billions of dollars when I die? You know? He also, the best gossip, he lived in the habit of incest with all his sisters, and at table, when much company was present, he placed each of them in turns below him while his wife reclined above him. Right, sexual acts with his own, okay, sisters and wife at the same time. All right, these are these so-called white people. They're coming back. All right, they're the Edomites, man. And they're the ones in the power seat, and that's why nobody speaks up against the wicked shit. That's why they have weirdos like this, all right, able to say stuff like this, and nobody's up in arms, all right, telling the congressman and the senator to get this woman, get this thing, it's not even a woman, okay, out of that position. She has no business, it has no business there, okay? And Salakia for fumbling on the words. That's how you know shit is all fucked up, because, all right, you gotta tap into the matrix and tap out, all right, because you don't want to offend nobody, all right. And then when you see somebody who's dressed up as a woman, you gotta fucking greet them as a damn woman, all right, which is totally fucking sick, man. This place has gotta burn, man, and it's gonna burn, all right. You got fucking weirdos like that, all right. And again, this is Rome all over again, all right? Because the leaders are pushing this ideology onto the people, and the people are okay with it, all right? That's why when you go into, in the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 2, I want to show you different versions. It says, all officials and all citizens will be like their ruler. You see that? Okay, remember, Biden's the one that put that weirdo in that position, okay? The contemporary. The people of the town and its lower officials usually follow the example set by the judges and rulers, okay? And who are the judges? The senators. They're the ones that write the laws and pass the laws, all right? The policies that you have to follow, okay? And you don't see the Supreme Court batting an eye to it. The Supreme Court just looks away, okay, on most key issues, all right? Because this is all a fucking racket, man, all right? Continuing on. I want to go back into this because guess what it says right here when you go down to the bottom. And again, I was inspired to do this because, the apostles were bringing out, all right, at this Esau, Edom, okay, are the so-called white people, okay, and they were going into their history in different kingdoms when they were ruling, all right, different civilizations, like the Greek civilization, all right, the Roman civilization, okay. Now check this out. This is what the writer to this article says. In many ways, Caligula seems more incompetent than malicious. Quote, my inclination with Caligula is to think of him as a young guy totally out of his depth, Barrett says. Quote, it was the system that was wrong. Caligula was probably no better or worse than 99% of Romans, right? Okay? Because the Romans were used to that. They were used to weirdo emperors, all right? Because Caligula wasn't the first emperor, okay? So, and that's why you see stuff like this, because there's nothing new under the sun. You got Bidens are the dysfunctional as the Kennedys and protected by the press, okay? And you have Hunter Biden, his son, doing weirdo acts, okay? Not denying that the stuff that's on his laptop, okay? He calling his father pedo something, all right? His own father has on his phone pedo something, right? Hebrews 12 verse 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Let's go into the word fornicator. Okay? It means a man who prostitutes his body to another's lust for hire, a male prostitute, a man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse, a fornicator. And this is what the leadership is pushing out to the people, and the people are okay with it. They're accepting it. They're not bucking up against it. All right? They say this is normal. Okay? Now, when you go into the root word of it, it's piprasko. It means to sell. All right? But I want to get to the point right here. Metaphor. Sold under sin. Entirely under the control of the love of sinning. That's these Edomites. That's these so-called white people. That's why there's no reasoning with them. There's no diplomatic, discussion with them. All right, you can't change these people. All right, it's ingrained. It's in their spirit. Okay. All right. This reminded me right here. Okay, let's go to. Or hold that on deck. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, right? Because he loves to sin. All right, it's in his DNA, it's in his spirit. All right, these so-called white people love to sin, and that's why they push this out. Okay, and the people accept it because the people that have the money, that have the influence, they're the Edomites. And then you Jakes, instead of you realizing like, yo, man, all right, these so-called people ain't right. And because they got all this money, they think that they know what's best for the world. And you're not seeing, you can't even fucking, all right, distinguish that, man. Like, wait a minute, this shit is wrong. But the just shall live by his faith, right? And the just, okay, that are living by their faith are the Israelites of the elect. And they're going to call this man out, okay, on everything he's doing, all right? And that's why the Lord is coming back to judge this place with fire. And that's why we love seeing the rumors of wars, of World War III knocking at the door. We love it, okay? Because that's the judgment for this wicked society, okay? Proverbs chapter 3 verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Right, and that's the problem with our people. You envy Esau Edom because of the lavish lifestyle that he has. All right, you see the so-called white man, he got the money, he's got the mansion, okay? He's got the clout, and you want to be part of that. All right, and so you're willing to sell the fuck out, okay? All right, and be profane and be a fornicator just like him so you can get, okay, a little morsel of meat. All right? Which, hey, the Lord said let's go back to Hebrews 12 verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau for one morsel of meat sold his birthright, right? And that's what y'all following after. All right? You rather follow after Esau Edom, who salvation ain't for him because he sold his birthright, and that's what you're willing to walk into. All right, you're willing to die a horrible death on this side. All right, yeah, you're gonna come back in the kingdom with your head down. All right, but on this side, you're gonna die a horrible death because you want to follow after the ways of Esau, man. All right, he's profane. All right, when you go to word profane, it means accessible, lawful to be trodden, unhallowed, of men ungodly. That's Esau Edom. He's an ungodly man. This is the ungodly who prosper in the world. Okay? That's why you're supposed to not envy your oppressor and choose none of his ways, man. 17, for ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears, right? Okay? Because he looked at his birthright, okay, as a carnal thought, like, hey, what does it profit me? I'm hungry. All right, even though his father, okay, is Isaac, who, okay, is a Hebrew pushing out the Hebrew culture, the Hebrew heritage, and the promise. You don't think Esau knew the promise that Isaac, okay, was told by Abraham, okay? All the promises, he did, but he didn't care. It didn't benefit him at that point in time, all right? That's why he gave up his birthright. He despised his birthright, okay? Revelation 16:1. I want to end off on this. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. And we're in this time where the Lord's pouring out his wrath, man. Right? That's why it's so hot. All right. People dying of heat exhaustion. All right. You have weather warfare that the Lord's bringing out upon this planet. Okay. You got division all over the place. All right. Rumors of civil war. All right. Because it's the Lord pouring out his judgment. 2. And the first went and poured out his vials upon the earth. And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men, which had the mark of the beast, and upon them who worship his image. Right. So all y'all that take that digital all because you want to continue in this ancient Roman lifestyle, this wicked, sadistic, okay, place of a civilization. Hey, you're going to have a grievous sore. All right. The Lord's going to torment you before the nukes drop. All right. 3. And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of dead men, and every living soul died in the sea. Right, that's the destruction, man. Okay. 4. And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and it became blood. 5. And I heard the angel of the waters say, thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and was and shall be, because thou hast judged thus. Exactly. And that's the judgment, man. The destruction. Okay. Because you people want to walk in the Roman lifestyle. All right. You want to be like the Romans. You want to choose bizarre and perverted emperors, okay? Which they choose for you. You just go and vote for them. So, well, then, yeah, you are choosing that. Like, again, you do choose these leaders, and that's why you're okay with the stuff that they push out, all right? And again, to our people, you're the ones that are okay with this because you're following after the ways, okay, of these heathens. And the Lord said not to do that, okay? Wait, last one. I'll get this one. Jeremiah 10:1. Hear ye this word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Right, and the point is, learn not the way of the heathen. But you want to learn the way of the heathen. You want to be as a Roman, okay? You want to be weirdo-like, okay, as these Roman Edomites, okay, like Biden and the Kennedys, okay? And so you're going to be judged accordingly with them because, hey, Rome fell, okay? So America's going to fall. And that's how the Lord gets down. With that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem B'Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the 4 corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. Keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right. To the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, pray each other. Cover. Shalom and abad b'ball. Shalom.